Hi, Jay Fallon. Thank you for listening to The Slippery Slope. So do you remember 2 years ago when a couple of clowns got into Channel 7 News? One of them said she simply doesn't see the problem. Another one, he said, well, here, I'll show you the video. Refresh your memory. Like I said, a couple of clowns making statements, basically breaking the system, causing havoc. Now they're trying to fix the system that they broke, which makes a lot of sense. It seems to be we have a bit of a pandemic of that at the moment. That kind of thinking, let's break something and then let's offer up some stupid, pathetic idea to fix the system that we broke. So these clowns, that's exactly what they're doing. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see this.
In 12 days, Queensland could lose 1/10 of its police service. 1,200 officers suspended without pay for refusing to get their COVID jab. The Police Commissioner has spoken exclusively with 7 News, defending her hardline stance and insisting she can continue to keep Queenslanders.
Very important what she's saying here. The Police Commissioner promised she can continue to keep Queenslanders safe.
A fresh batch of police recruits ready to hit the beat. And soon more could be fast-tracked through graduation as the Police Commissioner grapples with suspending as many as 1 in 10 officers unwilling to get the jab.
I'm very confident that we've done the math on this.
Of Queensland's
She's very confident that we've done the math. We've done the math on this. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, I'm not that highly educated, okay? But last thing, math, it's pretty straightforward. It's very even with my basic knowledge of math, I'm pretty sure her math is off, way off. Anyway, like I said,
12,000 police officers and 5,000 support staff, 33% haven't reported receiving their first jab. They have until October 5 or they'll be stood down.
The most challenging time for us is the next 2-3 months until we get that, 80 or 90% that's required.
Speaking exclusively to 7 News, she says she'll fill the gaps by shifting police around the state.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said before, okay, I don't want to just go over and over it, but filling the gaps, moving police around the state. We all know if you're in the police, I'm ex, obviously, as you know, ex-police, Queensland Police. This was my anyway. It's not that easy. You can't just shift people around. It's not as easy as she makes out. As much as she's done the math, flipping genius. She did the math.
Increasing overtime and having some officers work extra shifts.
We can even graduate more recruits if we need to. So
this clown here, let's call him clown number 1, still police minister. For some reason, cannot get fired, fails continually, but still police minister. Just simply graduate more recruits. Just push them through. So I'll remind this clown number 1 that December last year, the Queensland Police, Queensland Police Service had to cancel an recruitment intake because they didn't have enough applicants. Clown number 1 says will simply push more recruits through. So he's again just failed, but hey, Palaszczuk can't do anything, won't do anything about it. The Labor government likes people to fail upwards. The more you fail, the higher up you get promoted. It's a great system, works for Labor. This isn't a big Labor hate thing. Liberal can be just as stupid. Anyway.
There's sufficient resources there.
There weren't enough police available to defend our border. The military called in just 4 weeks ago.
We very much welcome them, back on board.
But the Commissioner insists losing up to 1,200 serving police is manageable, referencing events like the G20 and Commonwealth Games.
30% of the organisation was working on that, so we know what it's like.
Queensland's police union fully supports the mandate but wouldn't comment today. It comes as a 55-year-old officer was charged with official misconduct, accused of smuggling his daughter across the border. While Senior Constable Eichenhoff will be stood down with pay for some time, officers who refuse to get the jab will get just 7 days' pay before they're cut off.
I cannot understand what the big issue is.
There you go. There you go, Commissioner. I cannot understand what the big issue is. I can't talk with that crooked mouth like she does. But anyway, she cannot understand. The reason why I'm bringing up all this is rehashing all the old news. Okay, everyone knows the story. If you're in Queensland, if you've seen my videos before, you know what I'm talking about. Clown number one, clown number two got on there and made all these promises. So again, they also made some promises that they were going to they were going to raise the number of police in Queensland. I think the number was like 1,400. The reason why I'm talking about this today is, well, police intakes cancelled, recruitment intakes cancelled. Every month, approximately, sometimes a little more. Every month, roughly the same amount of police that brought in by an intake leave Queensland Police every month. That's what's happening lately. So that's between police who are retiring and then police who are just leaving the job. And these issues, for the lady, the clown number two who did the math, she just said she did the math. So she obviously knew. She did the math. You could see a long way off. Long time ago, you could see there was going to be a problem with police being forced into retirement at realistically such an early age. I recently just met a former senior sergeant. He was out doing he was still working. I met him due to his work and my current work. And, he's, I think he was probably about 62 now, still very, very fit, still working. The thing is, another group recognized his potential, recognized his strengths and said, hey, just because you're 60 doesn't mean you're not still valuable, obviously. Not according to QPS, but you're 60, bam, you're gone. So many other industries Australia-wide, recognize the potential that people have even when you're that grand old age of 60. Wow. And, they will still employ people because, believe it or not, you have experience, which the private sector finds valuable. Your experience can actually be valuable to other areas. Funny enough that Queensland Police they're just too stupid to recognize that maybe forcing people out at the ripe old age of 60 is maybe not the way to go. Okay, so there's that. And then, as clown number two said, she simply didn't understand. She'd done the math, flipping mathematics genius there. She could tell it wasn't going to be a problem. I don't know if she really foresaw. Did she? She just didn't foresee that they were going to lose so many officers every month. Even though the writing was already on the wall for all these officers who were forced into retirement at 60. And then even though she just frustrated so many officers with this mandate push. So now, clown number one, clown number two, what have they decided to do? They're recruiting officers from overseas. So let's get into this.